Jesus Christ magnificently multiplied my bread and my fish, and I want to show you how he can do the same for you. If you would like to support this channel in any way, please do so through Buy Me a Coffee. Now let's get right into this and let me explain to you what happened. So on Sunday, I created a video like many other Catholic YouTubers about the Paris Olympics. And that video has gotten an amazing amount of views, and I want to talk about how it compares to some of my other videos. Now, when I first look at it, to me, it's just as good of an idea, thumbnail, and editing as any of my other videos. I really didn't think there was anything different at all. My typical videos get anywhere from 500 to 1,500 views an hour. If it's a really good video, it gets 1,500 to 2,000 views an hour. And that's happened to some of my videos back in November. This one started off like that. And then in about the second hour, it was getting 20,000 views an hour. Next, it was getting about 25,000 views an hour. And within that first day, it had almost 400,000 views. Now it's almost at 500,000, which for me is a lot, because my next closest video has about 120,000 views, less than that, and that was back in November, which is kind of the peak season for everything having to do with purgatory. Now, I was thinking, maybe it was a good video, but there's something else going on. Well, the readings for the Sunday on which it was released are the readings for the multiplication of the loaves. Let's kind of walk through that really briefly, because on first view, it's something that we're familiar with, but when you really understand it, it's something kind of strange happening. So you have the scene where there's 5,000 men, so there's probably about 15,000 people there. So Jesus says, let's feed these people. His disciples say, we have no food, we can't afford it. You know the whole scene. And next you have this really strange thing happen. They go and search for food, I guess amongst the crowd, and then they find this young boy with 2 loaves and some fish. The first thing that should be strange to us is, why is it the case that there's this young boy? Why wasn't it a woman or a man or anyone else? But that detail, I think, is really significant. It's almost like they find this child that happens to have food. Well, and then this boy is kind of bringing it. That's a little bit strange. We have to kind of unpack that a little bit. Didn't anyone else have food? Come on. What is happening with everyone else? And then they bring it to Jesus, and he multiplies it, and it feeds every single person. The significance, I think, with the young boy, and he was probably a child, is his own nothingness. I forget his name right now, but the patron of Texas would famously say, "Soy la misma nada." I am nothingness itself. He would relish in his own humility in order to rely on the greatness of God. So it happened to be that it was a young boy, but it was also symbolic of someone who is, in the eyes of everyone else, absolutely worthless or worth very little. And he steps forward and offers all he has. Can you imagine all those people are hungry? They didn't have any place to go. The last thing you would want to do is give up your food, because you could starve. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know that it's going to be multiplied and become thousands and thousands. But the boy took a chance. So this kind of worthless figure presents all he has, and then Jesus does this amazing miracle. That what's being offered is important. The sacrifice matters on the human part. So let me share a little bit about what's happening in the last month and a half. So the last month and a half was leading to a trip to Ireland. For us to go to Ireland was an expense. It was expensive. We didn't exactly have the money for it. The reason why we went wasn't just to go on vacation, but it was to record video for the month of November for the Souls in Purgatory. That was our whole goal. We kind of made this sacrifice to promote the Souls in Purgatory, and we wanted to be on location at a site that is significant for the Souls in Purgatory. That was the whole reason. Now, in going there, I don't get paid because I work as a therapist, so I get paid when I work. When I don't work, I don't get paid. So I don't have vacation time, in other words. So for us to go to Ireland, we were taking that risk. I also wasn't home creating videos for YouTube, which is another source of income. And so July was looking significantly lower than every other month. When I looked at like my statistics for YouTube from January to July, July was the lowest month. It was absolutely the lowest month by a significant number. And yet we had happened to be that case because we had gone to Ireland. So there was kind of this sacrifice that we had put forth. And then on a Sunday, speaking about that exact miracle, I woke up that Sunday and I just quickly read through Facebook. I saw bits and pieces of that story, and it's like it all clicked in my mind. That weekend, my wife happened to be away on a retreat with the older kids. I was at home taking care of the younger girls, the 2 and the 4-year-old. So I woke up that morning like at 6 a.m. They usually wake up at 7:30. I knew I had an hour and a half to create that video. I literally went to go take a shower, created the video as fast as I could. Holy Spirit, inspire me, etc. Next thing I know, the thing is going viral. I'm at Mass, hearing the story of the multiplication of the loaves, and it's connecting all in my mind about what God is doing. So this is my proposal to you. What do you want multiplied in your life? It doesn't have to be food or money. We don't have to kind of go at that level. It could be anything. Jesus has the power to do that. He did it before. He did it to me. He can do it to you. Let me connect the readings for the next day, Monday, where you have Mary and Martha, and you have the faith of 2 different women, 2 different faiths, 2 different women. What's the difference in their faith? Mary is someone, both of them were probably at the multiplication of the loaves, and Mary recognized, hey, this is a guy that can turn 5 pieces of food into enough food to where we have 12 baskets left over, crumbs to feed the whole of the world. I don't need to cook anything. He speaks and it happens. In other words, she recognized that he was divine. Martha, I don't think, really understood that Jesus was God. She thought he was divinely sent, probably, or a prophet, very, very holy, very high up there, but he couldn't do anything, just some things. That's why she was anxiously providing instead of saying, Jesus, can you do this so that I can just listen to you, which he would have been able to. So I'm challenging you to see your own nothingness, offer God everything, make a sacrifice. Like my wife and I, we made a sacrifice by going to Ireland. It was fun. It was amazing. We had a great time, but it was a financial risk and sacrifice. So make a sacrifice, recognize your own nothingness, that you can't do it. My other videos don't get 450,000 views. They do not. I can't do that. Give it to Jesus with the faith of Mary Magdalene, someone who remembers what Jesus has done and believes not just in here, but in your action that he is God, that he can literally do anything. He blew me away. Perhaps I had forgotten that he could do anything. He multiplied that video in ways that are amazing. Now the month of July has more views overall than practically all of the last 6 months, except for, I think, March. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. If he did it for me, he most certainly can do it for you. Recognize your nothingness. Offer the sacrifice and give it to him and ask him to multiply whatever it is that you need more of. Now, for those of you that are at this part of the video, I do want to mention a few things. If you would like or are seeking out counseling, I'm a professional counselor here in the state of Texas, and I can do professional counseling for you if you live here in the state of Texas. If you do not live in Texas, I can offer you life coaching or perhaps spiritual direction. Please contact me at the email below. I also want to let you know about a pilgrimage that I'm going on with my wife next March 2025 to Fatima. If you would like more information about that, again, please contact me down below at my email address. God bless you, and I will see you in the next one.